How we doing, lads? Here we are back again at my Macintosh Portable, which as of last night I did a recap, and it worked the first time I switched it on, and then it didn't work thereafter. And I tried everything. I traced out everything on this and this. I got the meter, and I have a good machine there. So I got two boards side by side, and I went meter on the first pin, went around random until I got a beep, and then did the same with the second board. You know, just went around all the way, couldn't find any problem. So I had it all day fiddling with it. So I started recapping the second machine, the working one. And what I did is every time I replaced the cap, I tested to make sure it was still working, and all the way and fully working. So I still couldn't find a problem. So after checking this again, and I was saying last night I had a problem with C116 down here, this capacitor here, which I accidentally knocked or hit, and I lifted a trace. And when I tested it yesterday, it worked without this cap, and I was full sure it did. And I started to ask myself then, did I bloody imagine that? I wasn't too sure, you know. But so what I did is with the working machine, which is over there, it is there. Like, what I did is I took C116 off the good machine, switched on, and it did work. So I was there, like, you know, it did work, and I kept thinking, what did I do? But one thing I do remember was I washed the board last night when I was finished. When I was finished the recap, I scrubbed it in a sink of hot water, washing up liquid, and a toothbrush. And I washed the machine, and then I went to dry it. And because it's winter and it's freezing out, I had the fire lighting downstairs, so I just stood the board in front of the fire for an hour to dry it out, you know. And as a result, the board was pretty goddamn hot to touch, you know. I remember picking it up and it burnt my hand, it was so hot. And that's when I plugged it in and it worked, it was hot. So I just did the same. About 20 minutes ago, I washed it again. I stood it in front of the fire for 20 minutes. And lo and behold, the goddamn thing worked. I switched it on, it worked. So now I have a working board again, with a possible loose connection somewhere that when the board is hot, it works. And I had no error, straight in, straight boot, lovely chime. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace or put back C16, this little guy. I'm going to put him on here now. I'm going to use this little jumper wire to come around to this second pin here, which I'm 100% sure is correct, because I've metered it out so many times. So that's what we're going to do now, and then try it again, see will it chime. So oh, that is perfect. So now that then completes it all. Now I haven't changed these two 1UF caps here. I have them over here to replace them, but I haven't done them yet because I was so obsessed with finding what went wrong that I said don't change anything else, because this board was working before I recapped it. Now it's working again. It was 5 minutes ago when the board was hot. Now the board is pretty room temperature again, and that looks good. That looks goddamn ugly, but it's right. So I'm gonna plug this in without further ado and see if we get that magic loud chime. And now I have the board back, and it's where it's meant to be as such. Replace those caps, those two. Well, the problem was him. And the two left of these 1F caps, and I have those there, so shut up and just put it together and see what happens. Now this worked 5 minutes ago, because the board was hot, and I think that is the problem. Which, if it doesn't work now, I won't be too worried, because now I know that the problem is, although saying that, I did scrub the board in really hot water, very hot water, and I washed it. And you never know, maybe there was a tiny little ball of solder I didn't spot, and the toothbrush knocked it off. But and I mean hot, like this was hot water. So now, okay, graphics, power, speaker. Working, good battery. That's the good one, isn't it? Yeah, I have two batteries. One is good and one is dead as a doornail. Is that the good one? I don't fucking know, yeah. So, honestly don't know which is a good or bad battery. I have to mark them. I don't know. So, here we go again. Back to this fault. Oh, it worked, you see? It worked! Haha, hallelujah. And the board's at room temperature. So all I can think now is that maybe when I washed it now, and I mean I washed that board this time with a little toothbrush and very hot water, and I went through every part of that board, scrubbing away to try and get it to work. And yeah. I'm gonna do a reset. Good chime, do it again. Now that's a different fault, that's 027F, and God knows what that is. That seems to be random error codes coming up. Oh, so if you hold the reset for a second longer, you get a proper chime. Now this thing hasn't chimed in a whole day, and it drove me nuts, but it's working now. And I'm a happy bunny. Although I wasn't happy for the last day, boy. So it looks like it was the wash, just literally washing the board again. And when I say wash, I mean I spent at least half an hour, I'd say, with a toothbrush on both sides of that brush, of that board. Just constantly going and going. So yeah, we're definitely working this, and it's cold now. So more random gibberish. Hold reset a bit longer. Let go. No. Hold the two buttons, that kills it. I'm sure if you keep them held, it resets the PMU, isn't it? There we go, hit space. Oh! This is good! This is good! Do you know, I just can't explain the satisfaction of hearing that thing chime. Because I know nothing about electronics. I just stick at it until it goes ba-ding, and then I'm happy. Oh, you beauty, you beauty. Right, let's shut it down. Let's find the floppy drive. Where the hell is the rest of this machine? I assume it's very bad to be changing stuff when there's power in the system, so disconnect everything. There's no power now. I can connect the floppy drive. Yeah, so it seems just, you know, a good wash. Now that board, like, I washed this board day one. First thing I did was washed it, right? And it was working. And then yesterday, was the day before, I did a recap. First I took the caps off, then I washed it to get all the crap off. I used solvent and I didn't have alcohol or anything. It was some, I don't know what it was, but it was it cleaned it. Then I recapped it, I washed it again, dried it. And that's my usual routine, like, because I know like how important it is for these boards to be clean, you know, and for your solder to be clean, for your connections to be nice and shiny. It's all paramount, like. You know, you get a dirty connection, you might get some tiny bit of electricity shorting out between two bits of solder, and that'd be enough to kill these goddamn things, you know, to stop them working. So I cleaned it, and I kind of shocked. Because out of trying everything else, I had nothing left to do except just wash it again. Because I metered out every goddamn pin I could find and compared it to the working machine and found no fault. So I washed it and it fucking worked. I don't know. So now floppy drive is installed. Put in our battery on our cover. our power supply. Okay, we'll just zoom in there a bit. Now you're not going to see the screen because I mean it's near on impossible to see these, but so here we go. Try with the two of them. Chime, chime. See? Chime, chime. Happy, happy. That's running purely on battery power with its own hard drive. We've been booting away off it. This guy is now running on, he's running on a dead battery with the power supply. Oh, mousy, mousy. Yeah. And this should have a 0 battery reading. Jesus, it's about, that can't be right, I don't know. He's looking for floppy disks. Did I put the disc in? I didn't know, idiot. So, booting. We'll be getting this, Houston. Can you see that? Ho ho. Oh shit, I'll have to knock at something. But yeah. Booting away. So that's got C16 put back in, and I was right the way I worded it the first time. So the problem wasn't the capacitor C16 or C116. The problem was, I'm not quite sure. All I know is that I scrubbed the board and it's working again. So during the recap, I must have either a tiny little ball of solder somewhere between 2 pins or some flux or something. It drove me nuts, but the two of them now already capped. He still needs 2 1UF caps put on, which I'll do in a minute. But so there you go, people. Happy days. Battery. Yeah, look, full charge. Wait a minute, no. That's a dead battery. Which one is which now? Yeah, sure, he's the working battery, yeah. And he's saying full, but sure, I know that that battery is toast. Incidentally, both these batteries were dead when I got them, right? Were holding no charge. And I tried to experiment with this battery that was dead. And what I did is I put it on charge for an hour. And then I switched it on, pulled out the power supply, and it just went dead within seconds. But I just left it, and I kept doing that, you know, on. And then I pull out the power supply and it'll stay on for a few seconds, drain that bit of a charge. But it was charge up, drain down, charge up, drain down. And I kept at that for a day with this battery, and all of a sudden it started holding the charge longer. And I mean, there it is there, I mean, it's still working. This guy says full charge, and I know there's nothing in that battery, so if I pull the power supply on this, it will just die. Yeah, so here we go. See, has that battery got any charge? Nothing, zip. But this is what I did with that battery. So turn it on again. No chime. Oh! So maybe that's worth trying with your Mac Portable battery, you know, if it's dead, is put it on charge for a few hours, then try run it on the battery, like so you're definitely draining whatever's in the battery, then charge up again, charge, drain, and this one actually came back. I mean, that's on battery power with a hard drive. I don't know if you can see that one, but there's your Connor hard drive, and there's a bucket load of stuff on this hard drive. That's that guy running now off the booting off a floppy, yeah. Oh, maybe that's the dead battery. Okay, shut everything down quick. Shut it down, shut it down. Shut up. Shut up. So we're going to make sure it's the battery problem. Because TechNight said that running these without batteries is dangerous. There's a battery in that, but that battery is dead. This battery is good. Now I've had intermittent reset there twice, so that battery is toast. And that there is a battery that I brought back to life by just charge, discharge, charge, discharge. It came back to life, so I'll put him in there. Bang. Right. And this leads me to my last problem now, which is, where is the goddamn thing? This is my last problem. No, okay. Okay, this is the last problem I have, so because this one now I have on this machine, the good machine, I have working motherboard, recapped, working floppy drive, working hard drive, and a good battery. Everything works, happy days. This one, everything's working except the hard drive. And I had a look at this hard drive, and I put a post up on it, like you can see the goo. This is the corner hard drive, and all along this edge there was all gooey stuff. It's still there, and a bit here, and it turns out that it was the seal. I think it was the seal that went around the inside. It's after melting away, and what I found is the hard drive spins up okay, and the head doesn't move. So what I did is I opened it, and it's spotless inside. That there is no gooey stuff on the platter, and the head seems smooth. So what I did is I opened it up, and I moved the head from back where the coil is. You know, I brought the head out here, switched it on, split up, and the head shot back to where it sits all the time. So what I thought then was possibly these connections here, because on these hard drives, the connection for the motor, I think it is, and for the armature and for the head, all come up to these little connections here, which are pins that come up through the hard drive and into this little control board. So I have a working board here, or working hard drive here. This one's not working, and I can't see any mechanical problem. So I'm hoping that possibly this little board, the controller board, is a problem. So I'm just going to swap this with this one, and I'll check all the serials, but I'm quite sure they're identical. And if they are, oh, look at that, look. Didn't crash this time, working lovely. But so I swapped the control board and see will its hard drive come to life, and if it does, then I have a problem on here somewhere. And because of that gooey stuff, chances are the problem is the board needs to be washed. Now I've already taken off this board, and I found a load of gooey crap. Actually, I did wash this already, because I found a load of that gooey crap behind the board, between the board and the case, and I removed all that, but it still hasn't worked. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to swap this control board with the one off that hard drive, the working hard drive, and see can we get this drive to come to life. So I'll be back in a second.